So I was having a play with my little inverter welder, the TIG welder, and I was doing alright with it. I was doing a bit of practicing. I thought I'd have a little practice. I watched some YouTube channels. I was making a puddle, playing with it in general. And I was doing alright, and then I started popping the ends off of the electrode, and I realised all the gas was gone. And these gas bottles at Tool Station are about 16-17 quid, and they're only 86% argon. Everyone says you should use pure argon. So anyway, I bit the bullet and went for these two bottles. These are two 2-litre bottles, and I bought a new valve. It comes as a complete package, but it was 86 quid, which I didn't really want to spend. So it's arrived, so I can get playing again. That's as long as I can get this out of here. It's got a little 4mm push fitting on it. So hopefully, because this valve I've got on here, which came off the old MIG welder I had that was really knackered and had it, and I've never been sure whether this valve is any good. I'm going to see if I can get this fitting out of here and this one out of here and put this in here. See how I get on. Hopefully it's the same thread. That one's come off, no problem at all. Yeah, that's the same thread. I'll get a bit of PTF tape and put that in. Bob's your jolly one. That fitted in there, bottles on there. It's almost up to 100. I don't know what that means. This is the actual regulator valve for it. Screw him down. That's more like it. Right, I've got a little project I want to get on with, which I shall probably jump straight onto in the video, but I'm going to put my apron on and do a bit more practice. Well, I've been having a practice with varying degrees of success, none of them particularly great, but something I do need to do is repair this. It's the corner bracket off of me golf net I've got outside. Both the fronts, these sit on there, and they're pole from the side, pole from the front, and pole upright poles all come into them. And they broke in the storms we had recently, the two front ones. The other one's still on there because it still holds two of them together, but it's quite thin metal, and I don't think I can do this with a stick because I think I'll just blow holes in it. So I thought I'd try and do it with this TIG welder, which I'm going to attempt to do now. I'm not looking for pretty, I'm looking for working. So I'm going to switch my machine on, set this up and see if I can actually stick this back together. I'm not sure how successful it's going to be, and I may have to make some sort of mending plate, I think, for it to do it. But I'm going to try and do it first. I've cleaned up the joint and I'm just going to see if I can weld onto the old weld just to get it back together. We'll give it a go. I'm going to try and see if I can just put a little tack on there with a puddle, which I've been practicing. I'm not sure I can. I'm not even sure if this is going to conduct through this plate and the, or something because of the paint on it. But it conducted alright. I've got a little tack on there, but I blew a massive hole in it even with this. I'm going to have to go very careful. I think I'll turn it down just a little bit. Blowing holes in it all over the place. Turn it down a bit more. Then you go and regrind the tip. I've got it stuck together. I've stuck it back together and it's feels quite strong. Certainly not pretty. I've blown holes in it all over the place. But it's more practice. I've still got the other one to do. Certainly need a bit more practice. But it's quite late, so I'm going to go down. I'll have another go at this tomorrow. So I've wrapped a load of masking tape around this new welded joint I've done on here. Now that's not some mad attempt to make the joint stronger. It's just to protect it and to protect the inside of it, because I would have painted it, but where I've blown holes in this, I think water would get in them holes and get through in all the other like into the tubing. So I've wrapped this mask insulating tape around it in the hope that it will stop water getting inside the tubes. I'm going to stick this one back on now and get the other one off. So here's the other one. It's ripped up a little bit worse actually, because it's ripped right out of the end of the tube. But I've cleaned it up and bent it as near as I can back into shape. I'll see if I can tack this one together and weld it up. It's just miles away from the original weld done. I can't figure that out because it's, well, I don't know. Perhaps it was always like that, never really noticed. Right, well there's the other one. The end cap's gone off of this one. Don't know where it went. Could have gone anywhere. I didn't get this quite straight, this one. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up. It's a bit of an angle, but it's back together. It's taped up. It actually was worse than the first one, but it is back together and it's as strong as I can make it anyway. And I would have had no chance of doing this with a stick, because I had trouble not blowing holes in this with a TIG. So with stick welding this would have all disappeared. But anyway, I didn't have to make any mending plates for it. I managed to stick it back together. Go and stick it back up where it belongs now. And there you have it. The golf net corner's back in. Right, well that's one more little project done. Hopefully the weather will stay alright and it won't get blown down again. What do you reckon, Fig? Say ta-da.